Hello friends, today I'm here to present on the subject International Trade and Enterprise. I'd like to begin with saying that our group number is number 11 and myself Bansri Dave, PFEC 3254. My topic is Impact of Australian Trade Policy on Economic and Business Environment. I would like to start with the introduction saying economic reforms were initiated in Australia with trade policy review in 1989. Tariffs have come down and are being reduced further under a predetermined agenda up to the year 2000. Subsidies are being cut. Deregulation and privatization are injecting competition into any formerly shielded areas of goods and services. Australia, in consolidating many of its trade reforms through binding commitments and acceptance of new Uruguay round disciplines, also Australia sees trade and internal liberalization as complementary tools to improve the sectoral balance of the economy, increase multi-factor productivity, and thus promote international competitiveness. I would like to further explain economic environment of Australia. The Australian economy has come through a recession. In 2000, private investment contracted, real GDP shrank, and unemployment rose. Inflation is currently around 1%. The external debt has risen to somewhere around 55% of GDP. And now I would like to ask my friend Kiran to take ahead the presentation.
Thank you, Bansri. My name is Kiran Kumar Prajapati and my student ID is EMV3519. Now I'm here going to present about some trade policy features and trades. As here it shows, the tariff reduction program has brought down many tariffs to ceiling. It has reduced so many prices, as we can see, because of some trade policy features and trends. Now what happened overall way, unweighed tariff averaged to around 12% by March 2012. Currently around 50% of all imports are entering in Australian market in the free trade duty, and also so many countries have agreed in too many imports and exports as the trade policy features and trades, and they were also getting 20% to 25% some type of concession. So this concession was just because of the tariff feature and trends. And the tariff reduction are also a complementary for Commonwealth productions. Now the export duties have also on coal which been abolished. Now I'm going to talk about some positive impact of Australian trade policy. There are mainly three trade policies, and the first one, which is the commodity pattern of trade. Now what it says is the like building on its rich endowment of natural resources and favorable condition for farming, and Australia's industrial trade expansion has traditionally relied on strong primary sectors. Like some of the Australian countries which it has contracted with other countries, they were trading very efficiently. And on the other side, foreign trade, which has the inter-industry exchange, we can see within same sectors based on intra-industry specialization has been relatively rare. Now finally, while exports are dominated by low processed farm products and minerals, but it is also more than 3/5 of the high processed manufactured products among some imports. Now the second factor we can see is the regional pattern of trade. Now Australia's export, it is the recent structuring of Australia export basket reflected in change in direction of trade. Over past 5 years, share of growing countries in Asia, like different emerging economies, has doubled its share with the Australian trade market. And however, some countries like Europe and Japan have reduced a lot, we can see, and it has reduced a lot. European community and Japan has lost the ground in Australian market, as we can see that. Now the third one, which will explain by Chirag, I would like to call Chirag for next slides. Thank you.
Thanks, Kiran. Myself Chirag Sutriya. My student ID is AZ3316. Here I am going to present about the positive impact of Australian trade policy. There is a 2 or 3 different areas which we need to focus about it. First of all is the standardization and mutual recognition. So government of the Australia signed the agreement on quality standard of accreditation. Agreement was the aim to be avoid inconsistent between the countries. Moreover, all parties undertook to ensure their standard bodies refer to the international standard. The next part is the negative impact of Australian trade policy. There is a 3 to 4 part we need to focus about the different kind of crisis. So first of all, the negative impact of Australian trade policy is the authority consider the saving investment gap in the parallel current account imbalance is the main factor of affecting medium-term growth. The second one is given the continued weakness of the economy and the longer-term productivity problems, there are so many easy fiscal or monetary solutions. The basic policy approach the reliance on continued external liberalization and the microeconomic reform. Here we can see that given the continued weakness of the economy and the longer-term productivity problems, there are no easy fiscal or monetary solution. But the thing is, in the last but not least, in addition, it is to be supported by the gradual fiscal tightening and aim to be the scaling down the public sector resource absorption. And the last one, we'll discuss about one of my colleagues, Shakil Ahmed. I would like to call him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chirag, for giving me opportunity to come here and present. I will continue the negative impacts of trade policy of Australia. The tariff concession system can apply across the entire product range, and as Australia has traditionally sought to encourage foreign investment, and in addition, capital links with our large international companies have been considered instrumental in attracting all the other different religions to the trade policy. And relying on Australia's favorable conditions for business activity, including abundant natural source and all other different sources that are affecting with the trade policy with all other countries. As we can see, the criteria and procedural requirements are specified in the Customs Act 1901 and the Australian Customer Service Manual. Proposed concessions system, that is called TCS, like tariff concession system, can apply across the entire product range. The criteria and procedural requirement is specified in the Customs Act 1991, as I told before. So once the TCO is in place, any person or company may use it to import the relevant goods duty-free. So in the conclusion of this whole assignment is the Australian trade policy effectively influenced the economic and the business environment of the nation in both positive and negative ways. The government is focusing to promote research, development, testing, and demonstration of innovation products and services for industrial development. So the leading edge customers are encouraged to cooperate more closely with the local suppliers and research organizations. And in last, I would like to tell about, like, as my first colleague Bansri Davia told, like the inflation rate, the current inflation rate of Australian is 1%. That is improved too much, and the external debt increases up to 55% of GDP. And in last, I would like to also include the references of our all project work, that is where we've taken all this material, and all the links are attached in our assignment as well. Like the first one was Abbas and its 2014 trade liberalization and its economic impact on development, and the second one we have taken is Armstrong as it is 2012 edition, Australian trade policy strategy contradictions, Clark, H, and this all like we already put the links in the assignment. In last, I would like to say thank you to my lecturer to giving us opportunity to come here and present. Thank you.